Hey YouTube, today in the shop I've got a 1999 Ford E350 motorhome. I think this is a Fleetwood Tioga. Anyway, I've got it in the shop for some routine service, and the video I'm going to do today is how to do the oil change on the Onan genset that this puppy's got. So first thing first, we're going to open the access lid, which exposes the genset. In this case, it's an Onan MicroLite 4000, 4KYFA26100H. And you can probably see the number right there. That's the model. But MicroLite 4000, the MicroLite, or the MicroQuiet, I believe, is another similar model. Process is the same. You just undo the two hooks there to remove the access panel. And right here is the oil fill. You always want to make sure you can open that before you drain any oil out. Very important. It kind of stinks if you pull the oil out of an engine and can't get the fill plug open. So I always make sure to be able to open this. And that thing's just fine. So from here, we need to access the oil plug. And to do that, we just crawl underneath the genset. I'll put you down here. Hopefully you can see. Oops. All right. Right here is a yellow access panel. Right there. Right here. You want to, it's often covered in grime and stuff, but you basically take these two screws out. Typically they have a torx head, T30. Once you pull these two out, this plate will come out and that'll reveal the 9/16 oil drain plug. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down so that I can do this, and we'll show you probably in real time here. All right. Okay. So I like to use these torque sockets. You just want to make sure you get a good quality one, and make sure that it fits securely, very snug into the screws. These are often covered in road grime, and if you don't get a good fit on those, you can strip it out and then you're in a world of hurt. But in this case, I already took a pick and cleaned out the holes, so we can go ahead and just put the driver on here. Here's the magnetic pan is always helpful. And you don't actually have to remove this panel. You can just move it to the side like so. I don't know, I just like to get them out of my way. All right. Okay, from here we can access the drain plug. Let me try to get some light on the subject here so you can see what it looks like. Right. Okay. Hopefully I don't get you motion sick, but that's the drain plug right there. It looks to be kind of a brass color, but the size on this guy is 9/16. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it and put my oil drain pan underneath. And hopefully oh, come on, camera. Hopefully you'll see the oil drain out. Okay. Pretty simple job here. but a lot of this stuff on an RV, you don't have to take it to an RV center if you're handy. Right. Drain plug's loose. Should only be a couple of quarts of oil. Once the oil's draining, I like to pull the oil cap open, let some air flow, and let this oil come out a little easier. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let it drain, and I'll get back to you in the next clip. Okay, so it's finished draining. What we want to do is just make sure we clean the bottom of the engine off where the oil plug sits. Go ahead and clean up the oil plug itself. This is basically just a pipe plug with tapered pipe threads. So you want to screw it in here by hand. Alright, and once it's screwed in as well as you can get it by hand, go ahead and take your 9/16 socket and snug her down. It's a pipe plug, so you basically just notice where I'm on the ratchet here. I'm holding pretty close to the head of the ratchet so I don't put too much torque on it. Okay. You don't want to tighten it too much. Basically as tight as you can do it holding the ratchet the way I was showing you. And we'll just put the inspection plug back on. 2 T30 screws. Kind of weird working behind the camera here, but I'll eventually get it. Okay, there's one. Two. We'll go ahead and thread them in by hand again. Should be able to get them most of the way. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay. Go ahead and snug them down. Again, they don't need to be that tight, just like that. Alright. Basically as snug as you can get it, holding the ratchet pretty close to the, close to the head of the ratchet, about 3 inches out. And that's about the right amount of torque. Okay, up next is we're going to fill it up with oil. And pretty much that's all we need to do. Okay, next step is to fill the genset with oil. You want to have a funnel or something that you can use to put the oil in a little easier. You also want to have about 2 quarts of 15W40 motor oil. The stuff I prefer is either the Chevron Dello or the Shell Rotella. Either oil is going to be a good oil for you. This is about what we had at Walmart, so this is what we're using. And these things take, just a little more than a quart, probably like 1.5 quarts. So just go ahead and pour it in. This is why we use the funnel. The little access panel they give us on the side of these RVs is generally not very big. see where we're at. Okay, got a little bit more to go. Okay, we've got about 1 1/4 in. Go ahead and let the oil finish pouring in. Okie doke. Next thing we'll do is clean off the dipstick that's also part of the fill cap. Go ahead and run her in. And see where we're at. This case, it looks like we need to add a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and do that. Pretty much just keep doing this until we get it to the somewhere in the middle of this full and add mark. We want to run the genset, get it nice and warmed up before we check the oil again. Kind of different than how you do it with a vehicle, a car, car or truck. Okay, we got about 1.5 quart in. Okay, let's see where we're at. About halfway up on the dipstick here. So I'm going to go ahead and call that good for now. We'll put this guy back together. Start her up and let her warm up. And once we've got the genset warmed up, we'll go ahead and check the oil again and top up as necessary. Okay, so last order of business is we'll go ahead and put this service panel back on. You put it in from the bottom, push it in, and lock her down just like that. And that's pretty much how you do these oil changes. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and run the genset for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Let it get nice and warm, and then I'll check the oil level once again and add more oil as necessary. But we've used about 1.5 quart, and that's pretty typical of one of these things. Anyway, hope this helps. Thanks for watching.